So you might remember that I briefly mentioned food class in the girls' video that I made. You know, I said that I was always with the stuck girl every time we swapped groups, right? Well, surprise, surprise, I have some more interesting stories from food class. So why don't we just jump right into the good stuff? Shall we? So one time in food class, we had a test of some sort. We were supposed to make food for everyone in food class. Me and my group was making dessert. My group contained Stuck and a friend of Stuck who I will call Unstuck, and another one how I will call Cool Boy. But anyway, one of the people had to get special food since she couldn't eat the same food as the rest of us, so I was tasked with making special cookies for her. But the things that went wrong with this was that Unstuck had overslept, so she wasn't there. And that is bad enough. But since we made dessert, that meant that we were the last group to serve food, and that meant that we got all of the cutlery. So we had to wash all of them, and we spent so long washing the dishes that the next food class group came and we wasn't even done. But when Stuck asked if I could put ice cream on the plate, I misunderstood and I put ice cream in something else that Stuck was making. But don't go call me Mr. Stupid. It's a bit hard to understand what was someone says.
Just put it in.
Put it in what?
Just put it in the thing.
In what thing?
I don't know, just put it in.
So I did what I thought she said.
No, what are you doing?
Putting the ice cream in the thing.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to put it in there.
Then where?
On the plate.
Oh. Be more specific next time. Now, as far as I'm aware, she did manage to save whatever she made. So it wasn't the worst thing ever. So in this story, my group contained me, Unstuck, Christmas Girl 1, and a good friend of mine that I will call the Cooler Boy. And in this story, we were supposed to make some food for some judges who was going to judge our food. But before that, we would have to buy our own ingredients. We got 150 Norwegian kroner to use. My group decided that we would make something chicken meat, and for dessert, I was going to make brownies. But we also would make the same food for ourselves. That meant the food that we would make for the judges would have to be better than our food. And we failed hard. There was 2 chickens, one was bigger than the other one. And we took the smaller one. But of course the smaller one was the better one. That was a bummer. But at least we got 3rd place. We're so lucky, right? Top 3 is a pretty good placement. Until you find out that there were 4 groups. And 3rd place was a shared 3rd place. I'm not sad, you are. Anyway, things happened, but I'll still survive this cruel world. If anything, I should be happy that I have learned something about life. Always be greedy. So we are on the last group of food class. And to begin with, I was on a group that I didn't like. So I asked if I could swap groups so that I was on a better group, and my teacher said that I could swap groups. And then I said that she could place me in a group with 3 people so that I could be the 4th person in the group. And then she said that there was a group with 3 people. I tried to remember who was in that group, but I couldn't remember who was in that group. So I said yes. And when I went into the food class kitchen, I saw the people on my new group. Christmas Girl 1, and 2, and Stuck. So I sat down in my new group and waited for information about what we were going to make. And we were going to make some Chinese food, and in my head I was like, oh, so we are going to bake cats and dogs for dinner, and snails and spider for dessert. But in reality, it was something more normal instead. But I didn't like that, so I only ate the bread. But the rest of my group didn't understand that I didn't like the food, so they asked if I wanted some of the food. They didn't ask too much. But when they did, I didn't open my mouth, I just did this. You see, I can get socially awkward in many different situations. Like if you put me in a room with only girls except for me, then I would be socially awkward. But even if I wanted to talk, it would be hard cause the Christmas girls were talking and laughing non-stop. But I didn't get a horrible headache like the one I got in the last Draw My Life video. You see, there is a difference when someone is laughing and talking in a group where that is the whole point. And when you are tired in a classroom where you try to focus on something. And one thing I found funny is that in my head I had made a list of who I believed was the most likely to end up on a group. And I did predict either Christmas Girl 1 or 2, Stuck of the Girl, and for the boys I did predict Cool Boy or the Cooler Boy. I also thought that I might end up on a bad group and that then I might have to swap groups. And I was surprisingly accurate. The only thing that I got wrong was I ended up on a group with Christmas Girl 1 and 2, and I wasn't originally on as group with cool boy. Anyways, the rest of food class went pretty smoothly. You know, washing the dishes, cleaning the table, and doing the laundry. That kind of stuff. Talking about the laundry. In food class, if and when you are done making the food, then it's normal to go and take the plates and cutlery, and the rest of the stuff that you'll need on the table. But when you're done with that, then you unlock the final boss. The laundry. Normally, I am the one who is doing the laundry, cause I get finished early. But the rare times I don't get done early and don't do the laundry is the worst days. If someone else do the laundry instead of me, then I get annoyed. The reason it's annoying when someone else do the laundry is because that means that when I'm done making the food, I won't have anything to do. But I am not mad at those who do the laundry, it's just annoying that I don't have anything to do when I'm done with the food. So in my family, we always have taco on Fridays. So you can imagine how much of a crime it is when we haven't even had taco yet in food class. And we only have food class on Fridays. Now in my mouth, that is some next level bullshit. Well, technically once we did have some kind of taco, but that wasn't even a good type of taco. The teacher asked if this taco could replace the taco we had on Fridays, and everyone said
No, absolutely not. Nah. Maybe.
Oh, what the hell is wrong with you?
The reason the taco was shit was because instead of normal taco, it was fish taco. To be fair, it could be a good food, just don't classify it as taco, it's for my own dignity. But on the bright side, on the last session of food class, we are actually going to have taco, so yay. Also, side note, we are also having brownies to sew. Double yay. Now I did ask the teacher about the taco and the groups and all of that stuff, so I will tell you about that when it comes to it. Now it is a while to the next time we are having food class, so I will snap my finger and then tell you how the session went. So first, when I came in the food class kitchen, Stuck was already there trying to pot on her aprons, and she was standing right in front of the seat that I like to sit. You are probably unaware about this, but I am very strict on where I like to sit in food class. I don't know how to explain it with words, so I have drawn a map of the kitchen. So in either side of the kitchen there is a refrigerator, one for the vegetables and one for eggs, milk and butter. And I like to sit as close, so the closest refrigerator. I don't have any connections or reasons for wanting to sit as close to the refrigerator, it's just that that spot is just the best for having in conversation with the other groups. Anyway, we are getting off track. So Stuck was standing right in front of that spot trying to pot on her aprons, so the logical thing to do would be to let her sit on the spot and find her another place to sit on. But what do you expect from me? Of course I didn't do that. Instead, I took the chair down from the table and sat down right in front of her. I was waiting for a reaction from her, but no reaction came. She just finished her business and sat down on the other side of the table. When the Christmas girls came into the kitchen, the teacher made Christmas girl 2 sit on another group. But the thing is, we all thought that she was on that group cause the teacher said that she could go there since they were only 2 and it had been so long since last food class. But then Christmas girl 1 thought that she was on our group, so Christmas girl 2 went to our group. But then the teacher said that she had to stay, so we were 3 on all groups. So she sat down and the teacher started to talk about the food that we was going to make. But then another person came into the kitchen, and that was the missing person to the group that Christmas girl 2 had been put on. So Christmas girl 2 went back to our group. So that was a lot of chaos to just end up with the same thing that you started with. But anyway. So we started to make the taco. We found out that we didn't need as much time to make taco as we were given, so all of us got some break time. And when we got inside, we started to make the meat that you have on taco. But we all started to argue. I meant that we needed to have food oil on the pan or it would get burnt. And Christmas girl 1 and Stuck meant that we needed to use butter instead. But Christmas girl 2 meant that we didn't need anything on at all before the meat. And Christmas girl 2 got what she wanted through brute force. And by that I mean she just opened it up and put it on. And that is all of the most important things to mention when we made the taco, but when we make taco we also like to eat the taco. And stuff happened when we eat. It wasn't anything special that happened. It was just a normal day. But I have some things to say about it. Like as an example, when Christmas girl 2 went to use the microwave, she had to ask Stuck for help since she was scared of it for some reason. I think she used it once and something ignited in there. I have no idea how she put out the fire, but she did so, good on her I guess. And when Christmas Girl 2 and Stuck went to the microwave, I decided that well, this place sucks, I'm going to go and see what Christmas Girl 2 and Stuck are doing. And as I left Christmas Girl 1 to see what the microwave problem was, well, just take a look for yourself.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Yeah, that is basically what I witnessed in a nutshell. Another thing that happened was that my friend's class was having gym and we could see them running around like little chickens through the kitchen window. And the first time he ran past I went, "That's my boy," in a really proud way. And the second time he ran past the window we all went,
Woohoo, that's our boy.
in a really proud way. And we also joked some, talked some and that stuff. So yes, so far I had had a really good time, but after I had eaten 2 tacos and 1 piece of cake my stomach hurt a lot, like so much it was hard and painful to stand up straight, let alone walking. So I put my plate and cutlery on the bench so it could get cleaned and made a slow and painful beeline to a toilet, and when I was finished the crippling pain was gone and I could stand straight again. After that everything went like normal. Did the laundry and the dishes and cleaned the tables and stuff like that. So yeah, that was all the interesting things that happened when I ate taco with the ladies. All in all, I have had a really good time in food class and I wish that we could have that next year, but sadly it's only a 1-year thing. Well, that is how life goes. If anything, I should be happy that I have had a good time. But anyway, I'm have to go and... a cake.